Welcome to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more updates on Cameroon. President Paul Biya, at 92, has announced his bid for an 8th term, setting the stage for a pivotal election this October. If successful, Biya could rule until nearly 100, extending a presidency that began in 1982, an era before most Cameroonians were born. His tenure is marked by unbroken electoral victories, enabled by the removal of term limits, and a system critics say is designed to keep him in power. The last election, marred by irregularities and low turnout, especially in conflict zones, deepened doubts about the country's democratic health. Biya's frequent absences and rumored health issues have fueled anxiety about who truly governs, making succession a pressing concern. Supporters frame his candidacy as a response to popular demand, seeing him as the only leader capable of holding Cameroon together. But for many, especially the youth, his continued rule symbolizes a stagnant system resistant to change. The nation stands at a crossroads, torn between the comfort of continuity and the urgent need for renewal. In Yaoundé, Biya's announcement has split public opinion. Supporters praise his experience and see him as a stabilizing force in a volatile region, crediting him with keeping the peace. They argue that his deep knowledge of Cameroon's complexities makes him indispensable, and fear that change could bring chaos. But for millions of young Cameroonians, Biya's rule is a barrier to progress and opportunity. Frustration over unemployment and lack of prospects is widespread, fueling calls for generational change. Critics say the government is out of touch with the digital age and modern economic realities. For them, Biya's bid is less about public service and more about a political elite clinging to power. The election has become a rallying point for those demanding new leadership and a fresh vision for Cameroon's future. Cameroon's election is overshadowed by deep crises, most notably the ongoing Anglophone conflict in the northwest and southwest. What began as peaceful protests has spiraled into a violent separatist struggle, displacing hundreds of thousands and crippling local economies. The government's military response has failed to resolve the conflict, leaving the region fractured and trust in the state eroded. Economic hardship compounds the turmoil. Despite abundant resources, poverty and unemployment remain high, especially among youth. Corruption and stalled development projects have fueled public anger and disillusionment. The government touts infrastructure investments, but critics see little benefit for ordinary citizens. For many, the election is a referendum on whether current leadership can deliver peace and prosperity. The stakes are high. Cameroonians want real solutions, not just promises. As Biya seeks another term, the opposition remains divided, with at least 10 candidates vying for the presidency. This fragmentation risks splitting the anti-Biya vote, making it easier for the incumbent to win. Notably, some of Biya's former allies have broken ranks, launching their own campaigns and exposing cracks in his coalition. Key opposition figures like Maurice Kamto and Joshua Osai face state restrictions, while younger leaders try to energize the youth vote. Civil society urges unity, but personal ambitions and mistrust persist. Some hope for a last-minute alliance behind a single candidate, but history suggests this is unlikely. The opposition's ability to overcome division will be crucial in determining the election's outcome. Without unity, the prospect of real change remains uncertain. Cameroon's political system revolves around Paul Biya, with state institutions largely serving the presidency rather than acting as independent checks on power. This concentration of authority has fostered a cult of personality and left the nation's stability tied to one man's fate. Elites surrounding Biya have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, stifling any clear succession plan. The October election is more than a contest of candidates. It's a test of whether Cameroon can move toward genuine democracy. For the country's youth, the outcome will shape their future. Another 7 years of the same, or the dawn of a new era. The world is watching to see if Cameroonians will choose continuity or demand change. The answers will define the nation's trajectory for years to come. Cameroon stands at a historic crossroads, its future hanging in the balance. Do you think Paul Biya can still make a change if he wins? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.